Some breaking news coming at you on Philadelphia Eagles now as Howie Roseman and the Birds have made yet another roster move, adding a tight end to this team. Dan Arnold signing a one-year contract with Philadelphia, and now he enters a very crowded tight end room. I'm interested to see how things shake out here after Dallas Goedert, of course, who I think is one of the best all-around tight ends in the game. Adam Schefter breaking the news just moments ago here on Thursday afternoon that former Jaguars tight end Dan Arnold reached an agreement on a one-year contract with the Birds per source. Before we continue to break this down, this is why you subscribe to the show. This news literally just broke moments ago as we're recording this, and we're already breaking it down here and dissecting what it means for the Eagles here on the show. And we're nearing another milestone here of 45,000 subscribers. We're 180 people away. Can we get there with this show? We give you content around the Birds every single day. News, rumors, analysis, live shows, watch parties, audience interaction. We do it all. Go Birds. Subscribe today. We appreciate it. Now you look at the Eagles tight end depth chart here. Obviously Dallas Goedert is number one on this list. Outside of George Kittle, I think he's the best all-around tight end in the NFL. And with Kittle getting a little bit older, Dallas Goedert is certainly climbing up the ranks. You can throw Mark Andrews in there as well, but I think he's more so of a better all-around pass catcher than Dallas Goedert right now. After Goedert, though, who the Eagles signed to that contract extension recently, a couple of off seasons ago, you have Jack Stoll, you have Grant Calcaterra, you have Dan Arnold entering the mix, you have Dalton Keene as well, and then Tyree Jackson, who this team is really high on because he used to play quarterback at Buffalo. He's a really good athlete. 2 years ago, he tore his ACL before coming back at the tail end of last year. Dan Arnold is more of a blocking tight end. So this move's somewhat telling to me that the Philadelphia Eagles, this coaching staff and Howie Roseman, might not have a ton of confidence in a guy like Jack Stoll to be that blocking tight end. I like Grant Calcaterra, but he's had some concussion issues. He actually retired from the game of football after his career at Oklahoma. Then he went to SMU. Eagles drafted him late last year. He's more of a pass catcher, though, and a really good athlete. Dan Arnold, it's not like he's put up a bunch of stats throughout his NFL career, but this is a seasoned veteran who can help you in the blocking game, as he'll most likely be flanked to Lane Johnson's right on the formation, and then to the left of Jordan Mailata. And 12-man personnel is actually one of the more successful and efficient personnel packages in the National Football League. And the Philadelphia Eagles actually ranked about middle of the pack in the NFL last year. So they might look at some of those analytical numbers and want to try out more two tight end sets to expose and exploit what defenses are giving them to help out that offense even further, be even more dangerous. I'm interested to see where he fits on this tight end depth chart. He honestly might vault to number 2 and unseat Jack Stoll. Either way, though, with Arnold signing this contract, it looks as though maybe one of the tight ends who we just talked about on that depth chart, not safe to make this 53-man roster. Here's a look at what Arnold did last year with Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was only targeted 13 times, 9 catches, 135 yards, 15 yards per catch. His best year for Arnold came with the Arizona Cardinals a couple of years ago, and he was targeted a little bit more than he was targeted last year when he had 45 targets, 31 catches, 438 yards, and 4 tutties. Definitely his best year, and he's popped around with a couple of teams so far in his NFL career. Actually started off with the New Orleans Saints, and his career stats up to this point, 95 catches, nearly 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, yards per catch at 13.2. So again, Arnold going to be more so of a blocking tight end because that's what he's been so far in his NFL career. Pretty cool story for a guy who played Division III football, as we're about to talk about. Now, we do want to hear from you down in the comment section here. This game is a little bit of a surprise for me. The other day, we were taking a look at the top Eagles free agent targets, and I didn't really think they had a need at that tight end spot because I like Stoll. I like Calcaterra. I like the future of Tyree Jackson, but the Eagles might think otherwise here. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Do you like the move? More on Arnold coming up, but first, Eagles draft hats available in the aftermath of the 2023 NFL draft. And I think these hats, some of the freshest hats that we've seen for some of these draftees in recent memory. Chatsports.com/Eagles draft. Make sure you use that link right below me here so that Fanatics knows that Philadelphia Eagles Now and Chat Sports sent you. More on Arnold here. Talk about him playing some D3 football. University of Wisconsin-Platteville is one of the better D3 programs in the country. My first job at a Temple University in broadcasting, I worked in Springfield, Illinois, and that was kind of a hotbed for some really good high school players to go to who weren't necessarily high-end Division I talented players, but even some D2 caliber guys would elect to go to UW-Platteville instead and play there, given the level of competition. He was undrafted in 2017 with the New Orleans Saints after that, Cardinals and Saints in 2019, Arizona Cardinals in 2020, the Panthers and Jags in 2021, and then the Jags last year, and then now with the Philadelphia Eagles. So that good year there for Arnold with the Arizona Cardinals. We might have shown 2022 earlier. It's actually 2020 when he had that productive year with Arizona. So here, you're looking at this squad for Philadelphia that is totally okay at the tight end position. Arnold coming in is more of a depth move and, again, some blocking insurance. Goedert was incredible last year. I mean, he put up awesome numbers despite missing some time with that shoulder injury on the dirty hit against the fraudulent Washington Commanders. Still tallied 55 catches, 702 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you have to add on to the fact that the Eagles also had Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown having record-breaking seasons. As for Stoll, not used a lot in the passing game. He was more so used as one of those blocking tight ends, 11 catches for $123 last year. And then Grant Calcaterra. He had his first catch against the Washington Commanders, and you saw the long strides, you saw the athleticism, but there are some injury and health concerns with him just because of some of those concussion issues that caused him to retire from the game of football after a pretty solid career with Oklahoma. He comes out of retirement, plays for SMU, good enough to be drafted late by the Birds back in 2022. 5 catches, 81 short sample size, of course. And then for a guy like Tyree Jackson, not activated on the roster until late in the year because 2 years ago against the Dallas Cowboys, he had torn his ACL. You see the shirt that I'm rocking here? Real One. And if you're still rocking with us, I want you to type Real One down in the chat right now because we appreciate you, especially on some of these breaking news videos. Sometimes people just like to get the information, then they dip on out of here. But if you're still watching right now, that means that you like the show, and man, I guess you like me as well, hosting the program as well. Real One roll call. Let us know. We appreciate you, and do not forget to subscribe. We're shooting for 45,000 subs. Let's go.